Hey, it's Dr. Amanda with StraightSmile Solutions, StraightSmileSolutions.com, and today, this lovely summer day, we're going to talk a little bit more about the UConcept family of products. And I've actually done individual videos. I believe this was about a year ago. So if you go into my YouTube site and you click in the magnifying glass, you can put in UConcept, letter U, concept, all one word. Or you can just click on my phase 1 playlist and all the videos will come up, and I go through each individual product and how I recommend using them. Now, just a quick clarification, y'all are asking for a ton of videos about these. I get questions probably every day from all over the world asking about airway products, phase 1 products, interceptive products, UConcept products. And yeah, I mean, I'm super excited you guys are interested in, but I don't work for UConcept, not at all. I have met their team, they're very nice, I've spoken to them. It sounds like they're not even interested in putting out any course or any educational materials. I have what they've given me. So if you're interested, their company is based, I believe, in Europe somewhere. I believe it's in France or Belgium. It's a French-speaking country. Sorry, I should know the answer to that. You can look it up. It's called 7Cs is the parent company. And you're welcome to reach out to them if you have questions. Sometimes they do webinars. There's been some issues with the English that's been in them. So if you're from an English-speaking country, it's probably best to just talk to me, even though I don't work for them, but I'm very familiar with their products. And I've actually probably seen over 100 cases that's been done by doctors of mine over the last year or two. And a lot of stuff has gone really well. So I'm pretty familiar on how to get good outcomes using the products. And of course, it's very compliance-based. So in today's lecture today, impromptu lecture, I'm going to tell you everything I know. This maybe isn't what they tell you to do, it's what I've seen people do. So of course, this may not be the instructions, but I also have over 20 years experience in interceptive, in myofunctional products, in phase 1 products, in functional appliances. So I'm basically pulling and extracting what I've learned from UConcept, what I've seen recently, and applying it towards what I've seen with other phase 1 and myofunctional appliances that are out there. And there's a lot of great appliances that are out there. One of the benefits, this is one of the good questions I got, of the UConcept products is that you do not have to take a course or be trained in order to use their products. That's a double-edged sword, right? I like that because you can go ahead and use it. You don't have to schedule to take a class. You don't have to drop $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 to do a digital class or fly to LA or Australia to take a class. And that's going to save you a ton of money. And especially if you're working in an underserved population, time is money. You want to just get started and help these kiddos. So I'm excited for that. The double-edged sword is that you may not be quite as experienced. So I hope you do watch my videos and you learn something. And I hope you do reach out to the 7Cs company and talk to them about their products. They have some really great before and after photos they might be able to share with you and stuff like that. So let's talk about the difference between UConcept and some of the other products out there. I hesitate to use the names of the other products because some of their admin exec teams are not super nice to me, kind of mean. So I do not want to promote some of these other products in any way, just because, what goes around comes around karma. So in any case, let's talk about the difference. So just for clarification, the UConcept products are not EG appliances. They are not eruptive guidance appliances. I love eruptive guidance appliances, and there's some really great ones that are out there. But that's not what they're for. They are myofunctional appliances. They will help if you start early enough, and I'm talking about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's when you need to get started. This is not a 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They do sell products for that. They're U trainers, they're U class 2, they're U class 3s. I don't think they're super great, just telling you the truth. I have seen really great outcomes when you start at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is even pushing it. By that point, you should be using Schwartz's and Sagittals and other appliances that are out there. So let's go over my 2 favorite appliances. Again, they're not EG appliances. They are just myofunctional appliances. So my 2 favorite appliances that they have are the UStart and the UKiddy. So the benefits of those appliances, and I'm holding a whole pile of them right here. Luckily, they've sent me samples. And you can tell because, dropping appliances. I like the way they label them. UKiddy, when you look at it, can you see this? Can you see the U and the K? It's coming in a little blurry. UK. Okay, so that's UKiddy. And UStart is US. I finally just figured this out, okay? Then they also have their U trainer. They have their U class 2, their U class 3. They're okay. But I mean, by that point, really, you should be using other appliances by the time you get to that point. So let me throw these down. Hang on. So UKiddy and UStart. So UKiddy is, I believe, first in the sequence. Hopefully I'm not getting this wrong. And then UStart. UKiddy, I think, is 2, 3, 4, maybe 2, 3, 4. UStart is maybe 4, 5, 6, if I remember correctly. I do have a really great infographic that they've given me. Pros and cons: the appliances are pretty soft, so they're really easy to get used to. I would use the UKiddy for a patient that maybe you've tried positive reinforcement for thumb sucking or a passy habit, and you gotta try positive reinforcement first at home. This is not something that a dentist should be doing. It should be the parent and the family that's trying that. And really, if it's a pacifier, come on, man, you can take it away. It's not that hard. Yes, you're gonna have a rough couple nights, but the nice thing, a thumb's a little trickier, and I've got tons of videos on that, but the nice part about the UKiddy is it's a really soft silicone or BPA free, biocompatible appliance, ISO certified, so you can sub out that passy for something that's healthy, and that's the benefit of that. So that's a really, really easy habit to break. Thumbs are a little more tricky. I've got tons of videos on breaking thumb habits. Of course, you start the positive reinforcement first, the stickers, the everything that you need to do. If that doesn't work, then you go to your dentist who can prescribe. This isn't something that patients can buy over the counter. This is a Class 2 medical device. So the dentist will have to order it. Now, if you're in the US, where you order these appliances from is from Great Lakes Orthodontic Laboratory. That is the distributor in the US. You'll need to contact them. Lab fee at the time that I'm making this video is, I believe, a little less than $50 with shipping. It's not bad. It's extremely affordable. Now remember, if you are a patient and you're listening to this video, the lab fee is not the fee you're going to pay. That is the fee that the doctor pays in order to order it. There's still more that goes into it than just the appliance itself. The doctor has to size it, the doctor has to fit it, the doctor has to monitor it, sometimes the doctor has to trim it and give instructions, and the doctor has time. So what do most doctors charge for this? Well, it's really up to you and how you choose to bill it, and I can't give you prices on what I would charge for it. I can tell you what other people are charging for it, and I know this is probably not a popular conversation, but it really depends on what you're offering. Now, you can't just give a bunch of these appliances and bill phase 1 and bill your D8060. That's not ethical, in my opinion. If you're gonna do that, then for insurance, you need to take the patient to the home plate. The home plate means you straighten the front teeth if they need to be straightened. You've gotten the patient out of any issues with front teeth in terms of impactions or canines impactions, at least consolidating space. You're not moving canines, but getting things as good as possible, so hopefully there's no impacted canines, and you've created and expanded the arches as needed. So you're most likely going to need way more than just this in order to do it. So if you're billing D8060, you need to give the patient what they paid for. That is something I feel very strongly about. That means 2 to 2 is straight, spaces are closed if it's needed, if it's indicated, if there's impacted canines, and you've expanded the arches to the right size. Can't just use this. This could be the first in a series of appliances, but if you're starting this at 4, 5, 6, you are taking a huge commitment for this patient. That means you're going to be with this patient until they're 9. So I don't know that the fee for D8060 is probably worth it. My suggestion, honestly, is to just come up with a fee. I mean, it may not be something that you can bill for insurance. They do have some codes, and I'm forgetting them off the top of my head, for habit correction. You could bill that. I suggest pre-authorizing it first because it may or may not get improved. It may or may not pull from the orthodontic component. It might pull from the dental component. I'm not sure. If you pull from the orthodontic component, you should let the patient know, because then that's going to be less they're going to have later for their braces. So I think that they need to be aware of that. But you could, if there is evidence of habits and you've documented, I recommend documenting this with either a sleep disordered breathing habit form if you need that. There's a lot of them out there. If not, you can contact me. I have my own that I created. It is available in my store, or it's free for our concierge and VIP clients, but you need to document the habit, everything you need to have in writing. So great idea, again, to break thumb habits, passy habits. That is what I like the UKiddy for. Then after the patient gets a little older, you can move on to the UStart. UStart is just a little bit bigger appliance. It's going to help to lightly expand the arches, train the tongue the way it needs to swallow, etc. I've seen really great outcomes with the UStart appliance. Using it long term, we're talking about 1.5 to 2 to 3 years. Now, one of the negative things about the UStart and any of the UConcept appliances, and I told you I was going to be super straightforward. I do not work for their company. I'm just telling you what I see. It's just my opinion and the opinion of also many other dentists who give me feedback. But again, they're really biocompatible. They're easy for patients to get used to. Of course, if you have an occluded nasal passage, patient's not going to be able to keep them in at night. And in my opinion, you need to wear them not only all night, but also at least 4 to 6 hours during the day. I want them in the patient's mouth whenever they're not at school or out with their friends. It needs to be in their mouth. And if they can wear it to school, even better. You'll get even better outcomes. The best outcomes I've seen are for patients that wear them all the time. Now, is that unrealistic? Probably. But you will not get a good outcome just wearing it at night. I've seen those. Doesn't really work. You won't get a bad outcome. It just won't be very dramatic. The dramatic outcomes come when you're wearing it almost all the time. I'm talking about like take it out for school, put it back in as soon as you get home, wear it while you do your homework, wear it while you watch TV, take it out to eat, put it back in, wear it all night long. And if you're having troubles keeping it in your mouth, then I recommend going to see an ENT, because most likely your nasal passages are blocked and you're having issues with your nasal breathing, and that's why you're spitting it out at night. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's going to take time to get used to wearing these appliances. The other thing I've seen them work really well with the UStart is I've seen it work well with a slight open bite, is assuming you got rid of the habit, or even cross bites, posterior cross bites and anterior cross bites that are starting to form in the earlier, when it's too early to do some type of braces or phase 1 aligners or expanders. We're talking about before the 6s have erupted. Once the 6s have erupted, I say fling these and go on to the real appliances, the real stuff, you know, but you can at least get an improvement. And a lot of times parents are really kind of worked up. They start to see some funky bites that happen because the patient had some habits when they were younger, and they want to be proactive and they want something affordable that can start to make improvements in their patient's bites and occlusion. So I think these are fantastic appliances, affordable, something you can use in your practice to really help patients. No, they're not to make a ton of profit. That's not the goal. And I did tell you what I was going to tell you, what people are charging. So remember, one thing you have to keep in mind, these are not the most durable products. The bite throughs and some other products that are out there with some other companies are, like, say, insured. So you purchase it, it's a much higher price, you have to take a class, other things, but at least if you bite through, they replace it. And that is nice. But with these, doesn't work that way. And I believe these also come in colors. There's a lot of different colors. I think there's pinks and blues and other colors that are out there. But if you bite through, you're gonna have to replace it. I believe they have in some of the appliances a semi-rigid, which is a more firm material. These are the soft ones. You always want to start with the soft because it's really difficult to get used to the semi-rigid, but they do have that. So I would, when you're figuring out the price, I would assume that you're going to go through at least 3 or 4 of these appliances. You might start with the UKiddy, go to the UStart. You might have to go to the semi-rigid. You might need a few replacements. You need to write in writing exactly how that's going to work, how many appliances you need. So your lab fee is probably going to end up being $100 to $200 overall. You need to figure that in. So on average, I say doctors are charging between $400 and $800 for this kind of pre-orthodontic therapy or this habit therapy with the UConcept. Or you can go ahead and bill your D8060. If you bill your D8060, lab fee is going to be, or fee that most, of course it depends on the insurance, but if you don't have insurance, it's about, I don't know, $3,000 to $4,000. Most people are charging for phase 1, D8060s, but you need to take your patient to the home stretch, which might mean braces. It might need some in phase 1 Invisalign or Invisalign first. It might need expanders. Sorry for the background noise. So you're gonna have a much bigger lab fee than just these $50 appliances. So keep that in mind. All right, if you want help with a case, you know we're here for you, StraightSmile Solutions. You can go to our website and you can get help one-on-one with one of these cases. We'll be glad to help you. I hope you have a fantastic summer and take care. Aloha.